Howdy, hello, and welcome back, friends. Now, as you know, not too long ago, we sold the old dually, right? And went with old Mordecai up to North Dakota. Well, about, I don't know, 12 hours later, something may have popped up on the old marketplace. Custom cowboy cruiser there. Oh, this thing is cool. There's a little bit of a story, not much of a bit of story, just a little bit. So let me get you up to date on why we're here and how we're here. I can tell you one thing about this old cowboy cruiser. If you're gonna be like me and drink some spoiled beet juice early this morning, you're gonna need one with an additional piece of a cab. That way you can put a latrine in the back. You'll be in bad shape. Now this bad mamma jamma, she popped up on the marketplace. Now me and the family was headed to watch our middle child do some volleyballing. So it was a smoking deal. I knew it wouldn't last long. And I say smoking deal loosely because there's about 3 pictures kind of from a distance from about an iPhone 2.5. And they were just kind of the outside of the truck. It said it has the engine and drivetrain in it. And that's about all it said. So that being said, I still thought it was a fair enough price. And I knew it wasn't gonna last long. So I sent it to old truck guy Zach out of Norman, Oklahoma. And he said, hey, I actually just got out of work. I can head that way right now. Let me go get it for you. And he said, as he was loading it, he said the guy's phone was blowing up. He was telling people, nope, someone's loading it right now. And I had caught it before it'd been on there long at all. It'd only been on there about 20 minutes. So this thing was not gonna make it through even a couple hours of being listed. Probably because it has a super cool look. Now anything square body's popular. These dualies are obviously popular, but the stripes, stripe packages on vehicles right now are super popular. And this one's got some cool colors going on. We got the tan, we got the dark brown, we got the not so dark brown, we got some maroon striping separating it all. Whoa, this thing is ready for action. First time seeing that. In fact, this is my first time seeing a lot of it because Zach brought it here and he dropped it off here, and I did pop the hood enough to make sure there was a motor in it. I did open up the driver's side door just because I had to steer it to get us here, and I don't want to spend any more time in that interior than I have to, and you'll see why here shortly. But I have not looked this truck over good. I wanted to save that for the video so we can find things like it saying action that I did not realize. We got the bug guard, we got the stripes that carry up to the visor, custom stripes on the visor. Of course, we got to have the cab lights, and do not forget the boomerang antenna. How you gonna tow your horses to the rodeo arena and not be able to listen to old country station without the boomerang antenna? This baby's picking up every station. We got the deflector on the back of the cab. Now she started to come off, so a couple sheetrock screws will make sure she don't come off. You got this baby here. I don't know what the TP stands for with the C10s.
Chevy's just built a better way to go camping.
But that right there is about my favorite part of this thing. The bonus cab. She's got all kinds of emblems and literature all over right there. Whoever made this one was the Custom Cruiser 3. It's got about the fanciest running boards I've ever seen one have. It was a chrome frame, which is rusting away, and then on top, look how they trim that sucker out. Of course, you got to have the lights all the way down, and these things have definitely seen better days. We got baling wire holding this one on. Our stripes carry all the way around the back. We got the chrome toppers, more lights on the tailgate, not tailgates. We only got one. All right, fuel injection. She's from the Double KK Auto Sales in the Clinton, Oklahomas. I noticed our reverse lights are cut into that custom chrome bumper. We got the old donkey floppers down there. December, who knows? I'm gonna say this was in the 2000s or so, like 2008-ish, 9-ish, somewhere in there. Fuel injection, so we know it's gonna have a TBI setup. I believe it's a 88, so it's probably gonna have a turbo 400 behind that, which is not as good as the one we sold to Mortsky because it was 454 TBI setup, but had overdrive, had a 4L80E in it, which was awesome. Of course, we got the aluminum wheels set up on it, which is always looking good on a truck like this. In the bed, well, we got a little bit of trash. Someone did a flush mount toolbox that was also color matched. It don't have a latch on it, but maybe it could be fixed on, who knows. Looks like it's full of even more trash. Based off what I'm seeing, maybe this thing was consuming some fluids. Got a jar of this, jar of that. Looky there, looky there. Yeah, told y'all this was the damn cowboy hauler right here, baby. Huh? Got my damn stirrups. Oh, these are some crazy cowboys in the old 99 watermelons and doing damn brodies on their horses. Few different flavors of tall boys back in here. Old tape measure, seen better days. And who knows what else is. That little jar there. What we got here? What we got here? Someone was drinking moonshine out of this rig, guarantee it. Oilfield Mafia, baby. Someone got them some oilfield money and then was showing off with this rig. Goodness. Tailgate about killed me. I stepped over it and went to grab on it and it just came right open. Somebody shot this sucker. Looky there. Kablowie. He went through it this way. So is there gonna be something up there? At what point did the bullet stop is what I'm trying to figure out here. I don't see no other holes yet. Our tow mirror's flipped in here. Now the interior's rough. Of course, she was decked out with all the wood grains, all right? But it looks like a rat was living in here. And the guys who Zach picked this up from, he said he thinks they're scrappers, like those people that call us, we'll come haul off your rig for you type thing. So they probably bought this for kind of scrap price type thing. And it looks like someone cleaned out some of the rat's nest, because I think it would have been more than what we're seeing. It smells like ammonia in here from all of the pee. Guaranteed we got some good wiring. Looks like we got different relays and stuff hanging. That's because there's about 47 toggle switches and resettable fuses maybe right there. Got the full overhead custom console. Got that mood lighting all the way to the back, baby. Dang, had wood trim up there with your oh poo poo handles. But overall, it's a cool setup, except in here's pretty rough. Seats are butchered. Headliner's seen better days. Carpet has certainly smelt better at some point in its life. I don't see any rust along our rockers or cabs or anything like that though, so there's potential. Speaking of the rest of the body, we got a little humdinger here. Nothing too bad. Some of that could probably be whooped out. One of the fenders have a, yeah, we got a little hole back there on that fender. And then someone blew a hole there, a little hole right there on the fiberglass. Again, we could probably fix all that, color match on it pretty easy. This door is whammied on. Something got it right there, shoved against it, creased on that. And then this is wavy from about there up into here. That hurts my feelings. Little crap like this, easy to fix. Crap like this, not so forgiving. That don't mean we couldn't fix it. And who knows? So that brings me to my point of this video, especially as we go to pop the hood here, guys. I don't really know what I want to do with this thing. If I wanted a nice dually, we should have kept the one that we had, if I'm being honest. Paint scheme wise, I think this one looks cooler. I'm just a bigger fan of these colors than what was on the other one. However, this one needs a lot more. Like the other one, we basically had turnkey interior. We could have drove that truck super nice. This one's gonna need a lot. That one had pretty good body on it all the way around. This one needs a couple days of straightening out doors and fenders and color matching stripes that have been on there since '88. That means it's gonna be hard to do. That one we could use for towing. 454 fuel injection overdrive to today's standards. Be able to get out and run 80. Or unless you're Mortsky headed home towing a trailer, you could get pulled over doing 93 and get to sit in a cop car for free. To get this one up to that speed, well, we'd have to do something with that turbo 400. So what I'm saying is this one's far more of a build. If this thing had good fuel injection and overdrive, it takes some of the sting out of doing some of the other things. At this point, it's a full-blown build. If we're going to do a full-blown build of a dually, I feel like we should just do our Lodestar. And let me show you underneath here why I'm kind of on the fence about stuff. Yes, there is a 454 right there. Let's do a check on the oil. I have not checked this out yet. She is dark and kind of dirty, but she is all there and does not look like it's got any water on the bottom of it, so that's a plus. She borderline looks like she's possibly been on fire at one point, but at the same time she could have just been nothing but rat's nest, and then those guys cleaned that off and all that rat pee and everything rusted everything the way it has. And look, can you see there? If you look back behind our alternator, on top of our whatever pump that is and everything, you can see plenty of rat's nests there. It's a kind of good indicator that they cleaned that off really well, whether they blew it off or sprayed it off or vacuumed it off. But I guarantee you this thing was packed. It's still on top of the frame rails. You can see where it sat all the way over to here. Up in that corner was probably pretty packed. This side is still packed all the way on top of the A-arm, like spring pocket and stuff down in there. I guarantee y'all this thing had a monster of a nest in it at some point. It also apparently has some air horns in it at some point. That's what I'm talking about. We're about to hot wire them and call this video done. It's gonna be tricky to get this one running, guys. And again, I'm kind of to the point of, okay, what if we just got it running? What if it's got a really good drivetrain and this dually just ain't for us, but we get the 454 turbo 400 going in it, and we just go through like some brakes and clean it up and put a set of tires on it and we send it down the road. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell what you want to do because we don't know if the motor's good. We could probably look at the dipstick and on the transmission too and see what our fluid's looking like in there. Now, is that melted or chewed on? No, that looks melted. This thing had to been on fire. Maybe those guys set it on fire. Who knows? So some of our stuff back there is melted on. All right. Ain't got hardly any wiring. Come over here. What's that? Go into our tail lights and crap like that. Look, right there. Whole side of the fuse box for the firewall side is gone. So as far as trying to get it to run off the TBI again, we would be to the point of having to find a full TBI system, more or less. We know at some point they're having a problem with it because what do we got right here? We got a fuel pump. Oh yeah, I didn't mention we got the old gooseneck ball in this baby either, did I? So the other day I popped the hood. I kind of seen that and I just assumed it was a rat's nest. It does kind of look like it'd been on fire at this point. I also thought for some reason I seen wires on like our coil and stuff back there, so I thought it was going to be easier to hot wire that. I don't know what to do with this thing. Not saying I should have even bought it, okay? Right now it's not a high priority. We're about to, tomorrow I'm getting back on my Model A and stuff. So before I go shove this down in the junkyard, I figured if y'all will let me, we will get it in the shop. I'm gonna try to get it cranking over. We'll probably do a borescope of the motor if we can get to that. Maybe a compression test on it, and if it cranks. And we'll just see, do we have a good 454 here? If all that seems good, then I think we should just be able to drop a HEI down in here, and maybe we can hot wire it and then gas bottle feed some fuel down that old throttle body setup. Maybe maybe just enough to get it to bust off and we can hear the motor, and then that'll kind of give us the, you know, I guess we'll be at a more of a point where I feel like you could sit down, weigh all options and decide what to do with it. Because if you did decide to build it, I mean, I got a 6-liter sitting in there, and I've got an MV 4500 that bolts up to a 6-liter. So before you reinvent fuel injection on this and then try to figure out how to swap in overdrive and that and blah blah blah, you could just as easily swap in a LS. Who knows? Options are endless nowadays. Let's get this thing inside. We're going to really evaluate the motor, go over some things, hopefully get it to sing a song just a little bit, and we will then, I don't know, be at a better point of making some decisions. Maybe if we know it has a good motor, Mortski will come by it. I'll just quadruple the price to him. Oh, big mama. Dang near hit this side, didn't I? A good under hood lamp is essential to any good mechanic shop. Just like a pair of gloves, especially if you think rats have been peeing on everything. We done checked the oil out there, thought that looked pretty all right. So why don't we see what it's gonna take to get so some of these spark plugs. Looks like if we want to have any chance of getting it to bust off, we may need to get some spark plugs, or I may have some old ones we can just scavenge. Ow! Ow! Right out the gate, slam that hand into something, rip your glove, hurt your hand. Oh, she was zip tied up to our dryer. And this wiring, we want to be real careful with how we hook stuff up. Look at that ground, just plumb chewed on, all that wiring. You can already see there we have real good connections going on. Look at that sucker, plumb chewed up as well. But not feeding anything from the fuse box. I don't think if we put a battery in it, we probably wouldn't get much power to anything. So far, 2 of them's good. Boy, those things are on there. Ugh. Yeah, this thing is nasty. Just pull a rat's nest right up out of there. Have some stuff stuck to that end. We got 3 of them. Where those are coming off there, all around them spark plugs actually, is more of this rat's nest. So we're gonna have to blow on that or something. And that one fell right off. Dang! Whole passenger side's pretty good. You can tell that one wasn't actually on our spark plug though. So what's that mean? This whole other side's gonna be nothing but chewed up? Oh yeah, I'm thinking about it. Let me pull this. What's left of a dipstick. Got a chunk on it. See that? Fluid don't look the best and or the worst. That looks like rat's nest debris. So my bet would be that somebody had already checked that after they did a little cleaning around here, and they ran it through the rat's nest and then shoved it right back in there like we just did. I wonder if those other ones are doing what that one just did, which is just ripping apart. Yep. That one ripped apart. I can't even pull it off there with my pliers. Goodness, these things are on there. Hey, did you crawl up there and get that for me? Alright. This side they had zip tied to our hydro boost. Little hydro booster. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. These real short vehicles are my favorite to work on. Yeah, that sucker right there is like melted, whatever that is, or was. Looks like some type of module. Probably for our ignition here. Coil, them 2 wires are 8 down flush. We got a custom plugger going on right there. Y'all see that? Of course you do. Let's hit her with a vacuum suck deluxe. Vacuum up what we can. Whoa! Oh, you want a jump rope? Oh yeah, I got this. Oh yeah, little Tommy went to the grocery store. He wanted to buy candy, but he needed more money. Tommy was broke. Puddin does this weird thing where he calls himself Tommy and talks about his childhood. Just playing. I know y'all seen them jump rope skills. Hey. Just hit the rat poop jackpot in there. We probably should have cleaned this thing outside before we shoved it in our shop. Hey, I can see a spark plug finally. Got a stick in there. That'll go well if we do get it cranking. I can just twist up in the belt. Put that there, save it for later maybe. We'll get us to our spark plugs. What about our distributor? Alright, and take our little wiggler set up. And come up here on number 2. Oh, that's funny. I don't know why that's cracking me up so much. I'm used to seeing vacuum plugs where they put a bolt and something like that, 5/16, 3/8, or even smaller. You see people put screws on whatever this thing is for the smog. Someone that did the same way. Not that many people got extra 5/8 bolts sticking or hanging around where they can plug their vacuum off. They just got buck nasty with it. Oh boy. Oh boy. That is not looking good. Very oily looking in there. It was a nicer spark plug. What we got here? The double platinums? 41803 or what? Must be nice to just get to lay around here when Dad does all the work. Dang. Just has a 2 on it. The AC Delco 2. Thought we had some damn double platinums. Alright. We're gonna have to do some spark plug restoration. Quickest in Pot County. Fastest draw. Lacquer thinner's pretty good at breaking down stuff. Yo! It'll strip it clean. Already broke some of the chunks off there. Let's go see if we're lucky enough for them all to look this nice. Come on, number 4. Be good to us. Plenty of carbon buildup, but it's not oily, I guess. This has a couple fossils living on it. That's good. Number 6. About the same. Yeah. Number 8. Don't look great. Oh, she's wet. It don't smell good neither. Give me my ratchet. Oh, give me my hand. Thing just tried to violate me. Now that is wet. Wet with moisture. Not sure from what. Not sure if it's fluid. Like, I don't know what it could be besides water. It's wet, but I don't know if it's a fluid. We's real smart surrounds here's. Come to daddy. That's better. That's semi-respectable. I don't really put too much thought into the other stuff. Just come to me, I guess. Oh, they're crunchy. You may need some looby dooby in your life. Oh, that didn't have this cool effect of having the power tools. Ain't got no power today. All them beet juice bathroom trips are taking it clean out of me. That one's pretty good looking. Maybe our best one yet. Last one. We got some rust chunks in there somehow, so there's been some moisture. Whatever corroded that, it's kind of green looking. We got a lot of buildup. Not as clean as we were hoping, but that don't mean there ain't hope. If you're losing hope, get your Borescope. That's what I say. So we'll let these take a bath, and let's look down in this motor, see what we can see. All right, here we go. If I can find the hole. Found it, kinda, maybe. Get on in there. Ugh. That's a valve. Looks kinda rusty-ish. No, hold on. Where are we at? Or is that the head in the valves? There's our cylinder walls. They look kinda nice. All right, there we go. Now we got a piston. We got some buildup on top of that sucker. Nothing running some cleaner through her won't clean up. Trying to be optimistic here, guys. Top of that one was nasty looking, and it ain't just carbon. It's like, looks like there's some water and then a little corrosion. Now that is more what we're trying to see. That's a pretty piston. Don't really even have carbon built up on that. Cylinder walls look real nice. Surely no water got in the motor whenever it was set on fire and they put it out with a fire truck. This one, our piston is right there so you can see the carbon. A little bit of corrosion. It is pretty well up top. Nothing to scare me too bad in there. Oh, that's what we don't want to see. This is not good. It is like holding some water in there. It may look like slightly up here. We got rust everywhere. That sucker's like wet. How's it so wet in there? So seeing that cylinder brings up a good question that we could have actually looked into from the very start, which is the engine stuck? Can we spin it? All right, I'm looking up the ad because I feel like some people are gonna be like, oh, you knew more about this or that, whatever. Because obviously someone's touched it, and I still don't know how we have water down in that one. Seeing if I could find the ad. It says it's no longer available, so it won't let you see it anymore. 1998 Chevrolet 2500 crew cab short bed. My first message was, anyway, I could just PayPal you the money. My friend could come get it. Cash only. So then I got a hold of Zach. I said, do you have the cash? He said, yes, I do. And I said, all right. You can almost see, hold on, screenshot. I'm trying to show y'all the one picture of it, which is right there. They had one picture like that, one like kind of from the back and one kind of from the front. Can't even see the passenger side. And it said 454 is there, whatever. Let's look at our other ones down here, since we got the Borescope out. And then we'll probably want to try to spin on this thing and see if it moves at all. This side's gonna look a lot better than the other side even, based off our spark plug readings. Pretty even carbon across the top of that piston. I can see our valves there. Oh, is that a cobweb on a valve? Oh, 454's got the spiders living in her. Top of that piston, I don't know if y'all can see. Cylinder walls look all right. Top of that piston looks a little wet also. A little corrosion on the walls, nothing bad. Number 135 looks all right. And how about no surprises on this one back here? That would be nice. There's something on our lens right there, but that one looks pretty rusty as well. We're gonna have to clean our lens and go in for a better look. All right, very rusty cylinder wall on that one. Carbon on top of the cylinder wall. What are the chances? Oh, that we can knock that heater hose down and make a mess. Now my phone's talking. I don't even have a Siri. You ain't gonna get me, AI technology. I want to try to turn on this big hefty mama. I ain't got enough right there. She ain't the best looby dooby, but she does have a built-on straw. So we're gonna take this and just spray some down in her cylinders. It ain't gonna hurt. Oh, she's leaking water again. She's just running, making a mess. That rat wasn't playing no games chewed through a water hose like that. Boy, even with the straw, I'm struggling to get these down in there. There we go. Number 8 back there. She's gonna get the super blast. I'm gonna be real generous with that one. I decided to lift her up, and yeah, that looks a little sketchy. She looks like she's pulling a wheelie, and I ain't mad at it. We need bigger spacers on the back. That right there is looking a lot better than before. Here at puddins.fab.shop, safety and excellence is our standard. Oh, shit. Whoa! These big rigs always make me nervous on this sucker. Sorry for my girly shriek. Just kind of want to look real quick, see how stuff's looking. Make sure we got our frame good, which we do. All right, all the way up she goes. Got her up, got her set down. Now we can inspect the bottom. That's not why we're really doing this, but let's get our little safety stands in place. All right, this up in the air, I can already see we probably have a better truck here than our old maroon one. The maroon one had 2 blown out sway bar bushings. This one only has 1. The maroon one had a leaking gearbox and a worn out pitman. This one appears to only have a leaking gearbox. I knew it was a better truck. Brake lines, little crusty. Here's our starter. Inspection cover is missing, that's good. We're gonna just do a little prying right there and try to spin that here in a second. But since we're here, let's give her a quick once over. It does appear she is leaking oil at some point. She does got true duals to the old Canon mufflers back there. Automatic, which means we've got the Turbo 400 it appears. And unfortunately, no overdrive. I was just thinking it'd be super cool what if whoever built this custom cruiser happened to put like a gear vendor's overdrive on this thing. That would make it a lot cooler. If it had that, then you get some good TBI on that thing. Them 2 rusted cylinders don't run very good, so you got her basically running as a big old V6. Perfect. Old cab looks just as solid as can be from what I can see. So we don't have no rust issues. Not that I can tell anyhow. All of our braces and supports, all that stuff. Cab bushings all look real good. Oh, we even got rat's nest packed in around our gas tank guard. Both sides, good old bundle of wiring for who knows what there. See on that maroon truck back here, that brace in that area was plumb rusted out. I didn't know that till after I sold it to Mortsky, which is good because I sold it to him as allegedly rust free. So good thing he didn't find that. This one is in much more solid shape. So yeah, overall I'd say she's about 12 times better than our old maroon truck. Surely no one's ever been in there before. All jokes aside, down here on the bottom side, everything looks pretty good. I mean, frame-wise, suspension-wise, ain't nothing too wild or crazy. She probably just need a little loving. Let's get a spry bar. Come on, baby. Be free. Oh, she moved a little bit, I think. Let me get a better bite. Oh, she's moving a little bit, so she ain't stuck. Careful in there. You'll get a face full. What are you doing, lazy? You just in here living your best life. You and your old dinosaur. There you go. There you go. You can cuddle with your mean old dinosaur. Told y'all. He'll cuddle up with his animals. you get a face full of rat's nest, be sure to wash it down. Just trying to see, it didn't look like there's wiring actually on the starter. And it's not. It's just shoved down there. Real good connection. All right. And it's missing the nut. Perfect. We got a bucket of Chevrolet parts. That one does not have the nut either. We probably need this. What about in here? That one don't have a nut neither. What about our international starter here? Looks nice and sloppy, but it's kind of threading on. We'll try it. We'll brush it. Just gonna kind of clean this up a little bit. Take that end up where hopefully we don't arc out on nothing. Obviously this lead is a turd, but maybe it'll get us by for this. Don't strip, don't strip, don't strip. Yeah, snug enough? Snug enough to tighten something up till it may hold or it may not. Snug enough. Could you use it in a sense, please? Well, I don't know why that tire fell off there. I thought them lug nuts were snug enough. Put that on there. Get us a jumper wire to our solenoid little thingy. Get on in there. When you got a big block Chevy, you definitely want to get your, I don't know, 3-4 year old little economy battery that's good for a yeehaw, and try it on your big rig. We may wire brush those. She needs all the help she can get, Captain. Dang. That's how you know this truck's a good one. I just realized that the battery tray plumb rusted out. If that don't tell you something, I don't know what does. I'm sure this one's perfectly fine. Now normally I'd tell you watch out for smoke, especially in a chewed up situation. However, nothing else is connected to that starter down there. Nothing's connected up off here. So our 12 volts should not be feeding anything besides that starter currently. Pull up our red wire and it's long enough we can actually just go right there. All right, let's see if she'll crank. She wants to try, let's let her try. Go, go baby, go. Oh, our WD-40 we sprayed in just shot out of that one. Dust is flying in the air. She's cranking slow, but she's cranking. Hey, she's cranking better. We can get it to crank real better if we'll fix that right there. That sucker's already smoking and hot. Woo! Woo-hoo-hoo! Them bolts are real warm. We just got a blues clue. We just got a blues clue. All right. Holy cow, they had all kinds of lead on this sucker. We're gonna trim it way down. Got so excited it started spinning. I didn't mention that. We didn't hear no knocks, bangs. I didn't hear no clicks, no nothing, so that's good. We're here, so what the heck? Let's live a little. Most folks don't know that's actually one of the selling points of these clamping battery terminals. Over the next couple of years, as your connection goes bad from corrosion, you can just unbolt it, trim it down, do her again. Try again. Way better. Check your connections, guys, they'll get you. She's cranking good. 6 out of 8 look good. I say, especially with them two being rusty, let's do a compression test. That's gonna give us a little more knowledge of what's going on. Ooh. And the compression test, we wanna open these full all the way. To do that, we probably wanna get all this out of there. All right, we'll start with number 1. hook up her friendly helper, get her gauge in. Come on, number 1, let's have some fun. Hit about $1.40 easy. And I forgot to open this up where it could suck air. To do that, just get your TBI opener tool. There we go. Number 1, give me some. She hit about the same. We're gonna call that one a $1.40. $1.40. Let's go number 3, set it free. About $1.25. Number 5, come alive. $1.35. Don't forget number 7 was rusty. Number 7, please don't be in heaven. She kept creeping up there. She made it to $1.25. That's good. We'll take it. So here's our numbers for this side. Now you should be, they say, I think within 10%. So if we do 10% of our highest one, that's 140. 10% would be 14. And just for this, and to make us feel better, we can round 14 up to 15. If you subtract 15 from 140, you get 125. So we'll say they're pretty close to within 10%. Pot County math. Ew. That thing looked like somebody had gave it the hot tooey. Hot tooey. Number 2, please be true. Uh-oh, that one ain't happy. We got a bad seal down there. I said be true. Surely it has nothing to do with that seal. So usually if it does have something to do with that seal, you can hear it blowing out. I can't hear nothing, so I'm gonna try to clean it. We'll try one more time. Last try, don't die. We must just have a weak cylinder right there. We're only getting 60. Number 4, don't be a dirty. All right, maybe it was our seal, because now this one ain't sealing. It's in there tight. That only read 90, and I've had this happen before with this compression tester here. I'm having a hard time trusting this thing right now. Tried our other tester. She, number 2, freed up to about 80. So she is low. I'm gonna go ahead and get our results for 4, 6, and then I'm gonna have y'all watch number 8. 80, $1.25, $1.20. Passenger side ain't looking the greatest. I told you driver's side had better looking spark plugs. It also has better compression numbers. Now last, but certainly not least, the old rusty, full of water, number 8. So here we go, number 8, please be great. Oh, that thing is kicking butt. Kicked so much butt it inspired me to do my own butt kicking there. Get out of here. $1.25. That old rusty crusty thing matched half of our other cylinders. $1.25. The curveball we didn't see coming. Number 2 being low. I have a feeling if we could get that thing running, let some stuff free up, settle back in, number 2 may come back to us. Just poured a little bit of oil down in number 2. Let's test it again real quick. $1.40 now. Oh! Just as I suspected. So that's a little test you can do there, guys. If your oil goes down there and then you get better numbers, that oil's going around your pistons in there and it's helping seal up. That means your rings ain't doing a good job of sealing up. So we may have a stuck ring on that baby. And then obviously, if you pour her full of oil and she don't get better, then that means your compression's got to be going somewhere else, which is in your valves letting it go somewhere. So then you can get into doing leak down tests and stuff like that. We know that the oil just bumped her up. So that's gonna support my idea of we get her running and stuff could just possibly free up and get better and better and better. Get all that oil out of there. Pretty happy with them numbers. It could be worse. So since we got that out and I grabbed that HEI earlier, it's a good time to finger plug number one, get this thing set at top dead center, and then look at doing a little distributor swap-a-rooey. My finger ain't hardly long enough. Get her shoved down in there, we're gonna bump it. We're gonna hook this up and try again. Woo! That baby is hot, she got the good compression. We're hitting compression right there. I have no clue where timing marks are on a big block Chevrolet. Found them. See our mark. See our pointer, but no mark. There's the mark. So I found a mark on the balancer, but it's nowhere close to our little pointers as far as lining up whenever number one is on compression stroke, which is no good. So we're gonna do this just off of listening. I put part of our compression gauge in there and listen. See right there, you can hear it start to blow. We know we're on compression stroke. I'm gonna pop our Borescope in there and see how high up our piston is. And she's pretty high up. She needs to come just a hair more. So if y'all can watch this, the piston should move when I bump this. We want to do the slowest baby bump ever. Oh yeah, see how that sucker's right up top now? We are there. But down here, we've got nothing to go by. So I'm gonna put us a mark on that balancer where we know from now on. And if we were doing this for a final time, you'd want to get a little more picky than what we're doing right now. But this is just kind of close enough. There we go. Now, oh yeah, these don't have the flat push whatevers. What do we need to get these? Hex, 1/4 inch, dang it. Don't tell me wrong size. They're smaller? What the hex? Dang, this thing's supposed to have, right there's actually where your injectors go, I think. Like screw down in there. So someone robbed some stuff off of this one. So it's a rat's nest, burn victim, and a parts rig. What size is this? I just want to take the distributor cap off. Where it works over here, all right? Y'all pay attention. So there ain't no work, because I can't get this damn thing off here. So this screw here, from living its life in a rat's nest, getting peed on and pooped on, not appreciated, is plumb packed where you can't get a Phillips in there. The sides are rounded off. It is like a 7/32 or whatever. Got the other side out, just not this side. I was just gonna see which one of these was pointing, or where the rotor was pointing, so I could show y'all which one was number one. Kick that clean off there. Oh man, and I broke her rotor. That was counterproductive. That would have set like that. That went like that. So pointing at number one would have been right here, which is also pointing over at number one. Let's just see if we can figure out how to get the sucker out of here. We're gonna have to do a little digging. Ugh. Yeah. Thick stuff down in here. Where's that? Where's the hold down at, huh? I don't know on these big blocks. Ooh, I found a bolt. Found a bolt. There she be, Captain. There she be. Look how rusted inside that distributor was. That's your little pickup for the electronic ignition. You can almost guarantee that would have gave you a problem. The smart man would have brought a wrench with him to be able to pull that out. Speaking of which, I bet that sucker's gonna be stuck in there. This Puddins Fab Shop Lubie Doobie we're doing trial runs with. She smells like cherry. She smells real good. Way better than this engine, I guarantee you that. We're just gonna soak that back in there. And if that gets down on that. I thought I grabbed my ratchet. I grabbed this. Then we connect this. Oh, don't twist off there. Oh yeah, she turned. There we go. This will be real good, so as we pull this out of here, all that rat's nest will fall down in our engine. When the bolt comes out of there and the clamp won't move, not a good sign. Hey, yeah! Ow! Little kiss on the thumb knuckle. Little left tap breaks that free. I'm trying to shock that sucker some, because I think we're about to have a fight on our hands. This is not going easy. Fight me with everything she's got. Just use that hammer to move some of our other stuff there. And try a new angle. Oh, wiggle. She's wiggling. Yes. Yes. Get up out of there. Get up off that thing. Whoo! If it makes you feel better. Ooh, get up out of there, rat's nest. Don't fall down in there. Do not fall down in there. Yeah, that worked out good. A big old glob of that was trying to fall down in that hole, so as I come up out of there, I just shoved it over with that. That's why I said it worked out good. Get our clamp cleaned up. Go ahead and pop the cap off this. I didn't realize this distributor was so dirty. I'll probably clean that up too. Nothing but the best for our old big block Chevrolet. The old dirty shaft. With it cleaned up, next you want to give it the spin test. Here at Puddins Fab Shop, safety and excellence is our standard. It spins good. Woo! Well, this unit rebuilt, she's ready to try to drop in. Now when you drop these in, we got to interlock with our oil pump, so we probably need to crawl up in there. Felt like a helicopter. Hush up. That worked out good. The whole sucker was actually able to get to some stuff right there. So, we got to interlock. We want to do vacuum advance on this side. The goal being to drop in there. It's going to turn some. We kind of want to point towards number one. That ain't super important. So if I look underneath there, that's kind of running parallel with that. Not perfect, but close. So we want to turn our oil pump shaft thingy down there towards a little bit of an angle. That sucker can't reach it. About right in there. Maybe. Ooh, I just assumed this could drop down in here, but it may not be able to. It may be too big. Now, it's in our coil here, and our vacuum advance. Gonna hit all of our lines here. My lack of knowledge and lack of research may bite us in the butt. I'm not sure who to ask if that'll fit. That's good. Of course, I hate using the internet because half the crap you come across is irrelevant. So we're gonna just start taking crap off here. See if we can get it sit down in there. 3,000 short strokes later. Our return is loose here. Fun fact. Just a fun fact because this thing had obviously been on fire. So there's a fuel source. That'd be enough to leak some fuel all over the back for it to just go up in flames. There we go. Whatever that is, can move. I'm sure this thing's gonna have 1,001 vacuum leaks, or at least of our worries. Let me shove them over here. The old dipstick. I was hoping, oh yeah, lucky yes. Feels like there's another nut on here. I think this hook's gonna be our way. Coil up out there. Ooh, we may hit that whole bracket, huh? Get that out the way. Shoo, it's gonna be close. We're gonna have to get this whole bracket off here, and then it may work. I don't know. Just hammer it down in there, you know what I mean? Ugh. Yes, hey, I am tired of calling in and out of this sucker for tools. I think if we disconnect this, we'll be able to finish getting all that off back there. And it would be much faster to just crawl out of here. But I'd rather sit up here and struggle. Get off there. This thing's whooping me. But we ain't giving up. That'd have been a good time to have brought a deep boil socket with us. Bracket. Gone. Did we just nail that? First try. Oh, only thing is, whatever this is, we don't got much timing adjustment there. What the heck is that? That runs back there, comes over. Is that to this crimped line? Where does that go to up in the dang cab? They flow coolant through this thing? I never realized that on these setups. I got a heater hose right here, going right there. What hell, shit the bed Fred, learn something new. That thing also looks loose, by the way. Thing's nice and rusted, just like our vacuum line that probably kicks down to our transmission for that module. It's so rusted that just barely moving it then. It broke into, broke a hole in it. Sorry, I was looking at this over here, and now we got some clearance. Pop our cap down on here. This one right here is our number 1. If I can be honest with y'all, I'm not even gonna put that clamp on here. I spent all that time cleaning it up. I don't know what ground, but we're gonna try. Let's look at our old spark plugs. I've been coming over here and every once in a while just give her a little shimmy shake, about like so. Yeah, man, got some floaters. She's gonna need something a little more heavy duty still. Real quick restoration on them. Can't tell if I was taking off material I shouldn't have been, besides the dirty stuff. They have to work better than what they would have without cleaning them. Let's just say that. Yeah. Gotta go through here and put all of our plugs back in. Now, since half of our plug wires had fell apart, I looked through my scraps and I have enough with straight boots. I just ordered us a set. Just the cheapest set they had in stock and could get to me today. Of course, we'll put those on here, and we can, afterwards, if we can take them back off and keep them on the shelf for a future Will It Run, or who knows what they'll end up on. Yeah! 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 Went ahead, did our driver's side plug wires. And we'll hop up here, slap number 2 on. This is number 1. So 1, 8, 4, 3, 6, 5, 7, 2. 1, 8, 4. Which means back there is number 6. And cylinder number 8. Oh, rusty, but trusty. Tippy toes couldn't cut it on that one. All right, we're good. Kind of point this back towards number 1. And we know there's 1,000 little vacuum leaks all over, hoses or whatever. We're not too concerned about that right now. Next thing we want to do is get a hot jumper wire where we can get that HEI hot, and then it's going to be time to put a little drink down her snout, see if she wants to bust off. Actually, before we crawl up in there, since I got this jumper wire here, it's fresh on my mind. Poor Theo's over there sleeping. Let's see if our old air horns work. Alright, that's enough. I'm sorry, buddy. I barely did it. I could have really just flonged those things. Oh, do the stinky leg. Do the stinky leg. Woo! Alright, had to set up the Theo cam there. At least we got a good set of air horns out this deal. Get that side clipped on. Get this side clipped on. Pull number 2. Put our screwdriver in there. Put our slightly larger screwdriver in there. Too large. Alright. We'll put this screwdriver in there. We're going to test for spark. We should see her zapping right in there. Going live. She's sparking. Let's put her up in park. Should have been in neutral, but I'd rather be safe than sorry and accidentally be in drive. I think it's gonna take some adjusting here, probably bump the timing here or there, getting the fuel mixture right with all the vacuum leaks. But let's see if we can get her to do a little song, little Oklahoma lullaby. Number 2. Maybe we can prop that open. Give a little on that side, a little on that side, a little more on that side. Maybe bounce back there. Come on, baby. Whoa! She fired up, kinda. Motor sounded nice and quiet. Again, no thumps, lumps. We didn't expect nothing. All right. May have had a little backfire. Not sure why. Has nothing to do with this manual carburetor setup or timing. Let's see if we can get her to stay going. Oh man! That piece of rag just shot out of there. Oh, that's a piece of headliner. That's what that is. The distributor back there right now is self-adjusting. So we didn't put a clamp on there and it is showing. I need to hold this up there, but I'm afraid to because if it backfires and I have this in my hand, well, that could not go, that could go bad for us. Like that. If I was sitting there spraying that. Oh, she's on fire. She just burnt out. All right, we're gonna have to get that distributor back, son. All right, wiggle it up in there. Got her clamp on. Now she has a little tension on her. Let's try again. Here we go. That's better. Let's give her a little extra now, since maybe we won't backfire. Woohoo! Oh yeah, Forgot we got a chewed heater hose. Uh-oh. Yeah! Yeah! Yes, sir! That right there's got the PSI injection, put in squeeze injection. All right, you just give that bottle a squeeze, she'll run. Motor sounds pretty good, pretty respectable. Little exhaust leak on this side I can hear. Motor itself, nice and quiet, sounds smooth. It appears we're making a little bit of a mess. Yeah, she's got a drinking problem, okay? We can't, I can't squeeze enough fuel into that thing as I open it up to really get it to rev up. It's just trying to die. However, she's running. And what does that mean? Well, it kind of means we may have sort of opened up some options with this truck. It also sort of may be a little smoky in here. Oh yeah, you're supposed to ventilate areas before you get lightheaded, woozy, and pass out. Permanent pass out, that's what we don't want to do. And I'm sure she was smoking some out of our exhaust, especially since we sprayed looby doobies and all of our cylinders as suspected. Back here, we're gonna get some debris out them old donkey floppers. This opens options though, because it seems to run pretty good. It runs good enough that now, knowing that, I don't think it's a bad option to end up finding a intake for this thing to possibly carburetor swap it. Now, I hate to go from fuel injection to carburetor, but to go back to throttle body on this thing, yes, you get throttle body, you still don't get overdrive, whatever. With the amount of wiring that's butchered and everything, it could easily be put back to throttle body, but I don't know. This rig right now, I think if someone wanted to throw just a quick driver on the road, it'd be pretty easy to do a carburetor swap setup, and you just go through brakes, you hope that transmission's good, and you fix what you gotta fix to have a decent cruiser driver. I guess if you could find one in a junkyard and you wanted to go through the trouble of also transmission swapping, you could find the 4L80E and then swap all of that at the same time as the throttle body wiring and blah, blah, blah. And then you could get this one to the point of what the maroon one was. And, or, like I said, you 6-liter swap it and throw a 4L80E or a 5-speed like I have sitting in the shed. I don't know. I think we have some options, or there are some options. I need to think on it and see. We may never do a dang thing with this, guys. I am a little curious, just that little bit of running, if we pulled those spark plugs and compression tested number 2, I'm curious to see if we'd have more compression now. That little bit it ran. Pulled all 8 plugs. We're in number 2 there. Got our throttle body open. Let's see. Hey, helps once again. You hook that up. How about that, huh? Just under $1.50. Can I help it, guys? We might as well test them all. So check this out. $1.45 on number 1, which that was our best one before at $1.40. 3, 5, and 7, all pretty well dead nuts on $1.40. Now our passenger side is the impressive side, because that was actually our lower side, and right now it's our higher side. Now our battery is getting tired, and I went down that side first, so you know that may play a little factor here. But number 2 went from 80 to the $1.47. Number 4 hit $1.50 dead nuts, and then 6 and 8 hit like the exact same spot that number 2 did. So now our highest is $1.50, our lowest is $1.40. That means all cylinders are within the 10% that they recommend or say you should be or whatever. I think we got a good engine there, guys. So I just picked this truck up, guys, looking for a tool I'd lost. And we got like some oil right there. And when I was pulling the plug wires, the one on number 7 rear on this side, it was awful oily, but I was like, yeah, I don't know, maybe some crap sprayed or whatever. Well, then you get underneath here and look how that thing's just covered. Can't tell what that is though. It's all over that. It looks like it's running down that exhaust manifold that it sprayed on our new plug wires. So if it's stuff we had sprayed in there and then it sprayed out, it shouldn't have been on our new plug wires. So at some point, this thing's leaking something over there it's gotta be a pretty good leak. I guess now that I'm paying a little more attention, top of that frame's soaked. Looks like it's running down our exhaust manifold. I cannot tell. I think it'd be really hard for, it's coming right up underneath that valve cover and some of that old stuff is soaked. But I mean, that'll have to almost be running. All right, you talked me into it. Let me try to get this thing running again real quick just where we can see what's going on with this. And oh yeah, let me fix this one because apparently it broke. If you ever tear one of these up like I seem to do a lot, you can strip that. You want to roll it over on itself about like so. Put it there, and then try to crimp that back to the best of your abilities. This will definitely hold until we break it again. With everything hooked back up, because I love doing everything at least twice, let's see if we can get it running and see what's going on. Whatever it is, it's not coming from our motor. It's coming from up here, and it's running down and hitting our motor. Something on our hydro boost setup back in there is leaking. Can't tell what color it is. Probably just our, I'm guessing, our pump here. Whatever we got in here, we got some in here. Pretty stinking dry. Either way, it's not coming from our motor. That makes me feel better because I would have lost sleep tonight going, wonder where that's leaking. I should have got that thing running again just where I could tell. Because what if it's leaking here? What if it's leaking there? What if I do decide to get rid of this thing and I tell someone's got a good motor, but we don't even know where that big oil leak's coming from? Come on down to Puddins Market. We're always putting money in our pocket and putting junk in your driveway. This big mama right here is this week's 6-wheel special. This here is the Custom Cruiser 3. Cowboy hauling. Dole. Stripes. Paint scheme on this truck's nothing short of impressive. But someone knocked the crap out of his door. Something aggressive. 1 light, 2 light, 3 light more. There's lights all over these custom running boards. Chrome running boards? Yeah, baby. Chrome deflectors and pull handle. Come on. Chrome pusher deluxe. Hot damn! Woo! Y'all should have known all that chrome will get you home. This rig is the Cowgirl Serenader. Once a woman sees it, she'll want you to love her, marry her, and impregnate her. If you're ready to conceive hell, it ain't too bad. Luckily, this thing has the bonus cab. You can hop in the back. Guess what rhymes with TP? Leaky, which describes half the components under our hood. Let's take a gander. In here we got a big block Chevrolet 454. You think your Cummins has torque? Well, she has more. Most folks don't know that 454 actually stands for how much cash you're gonna spend on gas driving this hog each week. With all that power, you can call her the Big Mother Thumper, Neutral Drop Dumper, Coke Can Jumper, See My Rear Bumper, Hot Rod Machine. Up top, we've got all the accessories, like a boomerang antenna, the basic necessities. Out front, we even got us a visor, but enough about that, let's head inside her. Wood. Shoo-wee! God dang. God bless America, that thing stinks. If you got a lazy eye, it ain't too late. 1 whiff of that will set the thing straight. The inside feels like a B-52 bomber. She'll eat her victims alive like old Jeffrey Dahmer. She's a lean, mean towing machine who has a dream to be restored to a sheen so she can be seen looking clean, hauling your cowgirl queen. You think you'd like to own this old Custom Deluxe? Well, you better get that pocketbook out and get out your big bucks. I'm just playing. She ain't for sale. She ain't for sale. But do not forget, folks, if somebody got a deal and it's a good one, chances are they dealt with Puddin. Here, Puddin's Park It and Market. I'm a little rusty on my Park It and Markets, guys. I ain't done one of them in a good minute. Now I needed a trucker hat, and I keep this one in the shop just because it's a good hat. And then out here I realized that's the perfect hat. That's damn near exact color match to our stripes there. So boy, if you are wearing that, driving this, y'all think I'm playing, but you better watch out. I'd have to be showing all them cowgirls that ring right there. I just have to drive around like that. You better see it, girls. You better see it. I'm married. Speaking of my very beautiful wife, she likes this thing. Now, her dad was a cowboy, did all kinds of rodeo stuff, and she says that these just kind of remind her of her childhood because he always had some type of cowboy hauler type setup, I guess. And so, hey, y'all see I drag home a lot of crap. It is very rare my wife goes, hey, I really like that one. Now, besides that, for the last like month or so, I was like, hey, if I put some AC in the wagon, since it has a nice interior and seals and stuff, like, would you mind riding in that one? I'm trying to find something. She's not into old cars, guys, but I'm trying to find something that she is okay with riding in or semi enjoys riding in, so when it's just me and her, we can take one of my old cars, or I can take, when we go to date night, instead of having to drive our car, I want to drive something cool. And I just know that, like, my oddball stuff and the real rusty stuff and all that just ain't her favorite usually. So her saying she likes this thing, I was like, let me run some other stuff. Guys, we got a storm coming through right now. Wind just picked up big time. Y'all see that sucker? About to get rained on. I had Art Photoshop this thing and take off the running boards. Usually, I'm not a huge running board fan. The other accessories I don't mind too much. I think I would take off one or two to kind of just clean it up some, simplify it a hair. And the maroon one that I sold to Mortsky, I could not picture it lowered. But this one, I'm like, I could picture it squatted down. So here's the Photoshop. And I think that thing looks pretty sweet squatted with the running boards off. Now you can just imagine if it was actually polished up in there, some tire shine, the 16s having a little polish job on them. So what I'm getting at here is this thing ain't disappearing. We're not getting rid of it. I mean, it's super cheap. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I paid $1,500 for this truck. So I don't think we got hurt there. I know we didn't because the guy's phone was blowing up because there's people who already knew it was a good deal. I just happened to beat them to it. So I think this thing's gonna stick around. I think if I did it to a point where it was for me to drive and get it nice enough where I could convince Ashley to ride in there with me and her enjoy it, I think we probably would just swap it. I'm gonna pop inside or that wind's gonna butcher us. If I was to do that, I think I would probably 6-liter swap it. And the reason I say that is because Sammy got a good deal, cut me a good deal on one with 120,000 miles, and we have it sitting right there. Now, besides that, year or two ago, Sammy had an NV 4500 that bolts up to a 6-liter LS, and he sold me that sucker for a good deal. So I have both of them here. So I think it would kind of be cool to do that as almost a style of build as how we did the GMC, which would mean we go through, you know, replace what needs replaced, but not trying to go to like show quality build where we're not going to blast the frame and paint this and all that. We just replace suspension that needs replaced, brakes that need replaced, do a clean LS swap, not again show quality, hidden wires, tuck this, tuck that, but just install it in there clean, and then a fresh interior in it. And I think, man, it could be a good truck. All that would be based on one thing very first though, which would be getting slick over here to help me get the door straight on the driver's side that's all tore up. And then I would want to try to color match that and make sure I was happy with how that door turned out, because I could not do all that to that tore up door. All the little other dents and dings I know we can line out pretty easy. They don't even stand out bad. But that door, shoo, she's an eyesore. that's it for this go around. I hope y'all enjoyed seeing what we could tear into a $1,500 marketplace truck. Thank you guys so much for being here. Puddins.fab.shop.com for that good quality merchandise we had released. When was it? This last week. And y'all put it hurting on us. So be patient with us as we get them orders out. And we thank y'all so much for the support there. That keeps this dream going, growing, and keeps it where I can keep coming back, putting on a show in for you guys. I'm on the Instagrammer, I'm on the Patreon, I'm on the Facebooker. Theo's on a mission. He thinks he's gonna get something. And other than that, guys, I will see y'all next time. Do not forget, sitting on your ass will not finish your project. And also don't forget, beauty is skin deep, but ugly is to the bone.